Welcome to our channel, where we dive deep into the world's most puzzling mysteries. Today, we're exploring many intriguing cases that continue to defy explanation. Buckle up, because this journey into the unknown is about to begin, so hit that like and subscribe button, and let's dive into the enigma of the unknown. Our first stop takes us to Amelia Earhart's disappearance. Amelia Earhart's disappearance is a captivating story that has fascinated people for decades. Here's a more detailed account of what happened. Amelia Earhart was a renowned aviator and a symbol of women's empowerment in the early 20th century. On June 1st, 1937, she embarked on what would become her final and most ambitious flight, an around-the-world journey. Accompanied by her navigator, Fred Noonan, Earhart set out from Miami, Florida, in her Lockheed model Tain Electra. Their journey took them across South America, Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and finally to Lae, Papua New Guinea, where they prepared for the most challenging leg of their trip, the flight across the vast Pacific Ocean to Howland Island. On July 2nd, 1937, Earhart and Noonan took off from Lae in the early morning hours. Their destination was Howland Island, a small, uninhabited coral island in the Central Pacific. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was stationed near Howland Island to assist with radio communication and navigation for Earhart's plane. As Earhart and Noonan approached Howland Island, they encountered difficulties with radio transmissions. Despite numerous attempts to establish contact with the Itasca, their messages were often garbled or weak. The Itasca crew could hear Earhart, but she struggled to hear their replies. At around 7:42 a.m. local time, Earhart radioed the Itasca, saying, "We must be on you, but cannot see you. Gas is running low." This was their last confirmed transmission. Despite extensive efforts by the Itasca and other search aircraft to locate Earhart's plane, they were unable to find any trace of her or Noonan. The search for Earhart and Noonan became one of the largest and most expensive air and sea searches in history up to that point. The U.S. government, along with private organizations and individuals, conducted search efforts across vast stretches of the Pacific Ocean. However, no wreckage or definitive evidence of Earhart's fate was ever found. Next on our journey, we talk about the case of D.B. Cooper's disappearance. The case of D.B. Cooper's disappearance is one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries in American criminal history. Here's the story. On November 24th, 1971, a man using the alias Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a Boeing 727 flying from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. Cooper appeared to be an ordinary passenger in his mid-40s, dressed in a business suit and tie. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant, Florence Schaffner, claiming he had a bomb and demanding $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. Cooper's calm demeanor and specific instructions convinced the flight crew that he was serious. The plane landed in Seattle, where Cooper exchanged the passengers for the ransom money and parachutes. Cooper then ordered the plane to fly to Mexico City at a low altitude and slow speed. Somewhere over the rugged terrain of Washington State, Cooper opened the plane's rear air stair and parachuted into the night, carrying the ransom money with him. Despite an extensive search by law enforcement and the military, Cooper and the money were never found. The case of D.B. Cooper became a media sensation, with widespread speculation about his identity and fate. Several theories emerged over the years, but none have been definitively proven. Some believe that Cooper successfully parachuted and survived the jump, escaping with the ransom money. Proponents of this theory point to the lack of physical evidence, or remains found despite extensive searches. Others suggest that Cooper may have perished during the parachute jump due to the harsh conditions, such as freezing temperatures and rough terrain. This theory is supported by the discovery of some of the ransom money in 1980 along the Columbia River, which could have been lost during a failed landing. There are theories proposing that Cooper had accomplices who helped him land safely and escape undetected. This scenario would explain how Cooper, with no apparent skydiving experience, managed a nighttime parachute jump over unfamiliar terrain. The case of D.B. Cooper has captivated the public's imagination and inspired numerous books, documentaries, and theories. The FBI officially closed its active investigation in 2016, citing a lack of credible leads. But the mystery of D.B. Cooper's disappearance continues to intrigue and puzzle people to this day. Moving on to the world of cryptic puzzles, we delve into the incident at Dyatlov Pass. The incident at Dyatlov Pass refers to a mysterious event that occurred in 1959 in the Ural Mountains of Russia, involving the deaths of 9 experienced hikers under strange and unexplained circumstances. In January 1959, a group of 10 experienced hikers embarked on a skiing expedition to the northern Urals, specifically to the area of Koletsyakhl, which translates to Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. The group consisted of 8 men and 2 women, all of whom were students or graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. After several days of trekking, the group set up camp on the slopes of Koletsyakhl. However, something went terribly wrong during the night, leading to the tragic deaths of all 9 hikers. When the group failed to return as planned, a search and rescue operation was launched. The search team discovered the hikers' abandoned tent, which had been slashed open from the inside. Footprints led away from the tent, indicating that the hikers had fled in a hurry, some without proper clothing or footwear. The first bodies were found near the remains of a campfire, suggesting that the hikers had attempted to seek shelter and build a fire. However, the circumstances surrounding their deaths were puzzling. Several hikers were found with severe injuries, including fractured skulls and broken ribs. These injuries were described as being consistent with a high-speed car crash, rather than typical injuries from a hiking accident. Some of the hikers' clothing and belongings were found to have traces of radioactivity, although not at levels considered harmful. The source of this radiation remains unclear. The hikers' behavior, such as leaving the safety of the tent in sub-zero temperatures and without proper clothing, was deemed irrational and unexplained. Witnesses in nearby areas reported seeing strange orange lights in the sky around the time of the incident, leading to speculation about possible military or UFO involvement. The official investigation into the Dyatlov Pass incident concluded that the hikers died due to a compelling natural force that they could not overcome. However, this explanation has not satisfied many who continue to theorize about what really happened. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most baffling and controversial mysteries of the 20th century, with numerous theories and investigations attempting to unravel the truth behind the tragic deaths of the hikers on that fateful night in the Ural Mountains. Now, let's turn our attention to another unsolved mysteries, the ghost ship, the Mary Celeste. The story of the Mary Celeste is one of the most enduring maritime mysteries in history, often referred to as the ghost ship. In November 1872, the American merchant brigantine set sail from New York City bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying a cargo of denatured alcohol. Commanded by Captain Benjamin Briggs, the ship had a crew of 7, including Briggs's wife and young daughter. Nearly a month later, on December 4, 1872, the Mary Celeste was discovered adrift and abandoned in the Atlantic Ocean by the crew of the British brigantine DEI Gratia. What made the discovery puzzling was the fact that the ship was in a seaworthy condition with its cargo intact. Yet the crew, passengers, and lifeboat were missing without a trace. The ship's logbook, navigation instruments, and personal belongings were left behind, suggesting a sudden and unexplained departure. There were no signs of violence or struggle on board, and the sails were partially set, indicating that the crew had not intended to permanently abandon ship. The missing lifeboat raised questions about why the crew would leave a perfectly seaworthy vessel in the middle of the ocean. Over the years, various theories have been proposed to explain the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew, including mutiny, piracy, insurance fraud, weather events, sea creatures, or gas fumes from the cargo. However, none of these theories have been conclusively proven, and the true reason for the crew's disappearance remains a mystery. The Mary Celeste has since become a legendary symbol of maritime enigma, capturing the imagination of people around the world and inspiring countless books, movies, and investigations into the haunting story of the ghost ship. The next unsolved mystery is the bridge at Overtoun that calls dogs to their death. The bridge at Overtoun, located near Dumbarton in Scotland, has gained notoriety due to the mysterious phenomenon of dogs inexplicably leaping to their deaths from the bridge. The story dates back several decades, with reports of dogs leaping off the bridge's parapet and plummeting to the rocky gorge below. The incidents seem to occur mostly in clear weather and during daylight hours, adding to the puzzling nature of the phenomenon. The bridge's eerie reputation has sparked numerous theories and speculations. Some believe that supernatural forces or paranormal activity are at play, suggesting that the bridge is haunted or that there is a magnetic anomaly causing confusion for the animals. Others attribute the behavior to the presence of residual energy from tragic events or supernatural entities associated with the area. However, more rational explanations have also been proposed. One theory suggests that the strong scent of mink or other animals living in the gorge below may attract curious dogs to the edge of the bridge, leading to accidental falls. Another possibility is that dogs may be influenced by the behavior of other animals, or the sound of rushing water, causing them to leap in a misguided attempt to investigate or chase something. Despite investigations and efforts to prevent further incidents, such as warning signs and barriers, the bridge at Overtoun continues to be associated with these mysterious dog deaths. The tragic occurrences have left a haunting aura around the bridge, prompting ongoing fascination and debate about the true cause of the phenomenon.